I think it all kind of comes full circle for me with what you see in this room. And if you go back to June 4th of 2000, I'm in the minor leagues. We're playing against the Baltimore Orioles. And it was a little special that day because I was facing one of my former teammates. He got drafted the same year that I did. And so my first at bat during the game, I come up with the bases loaded, get a base knock in a couple runs, and I'm on a high. You know, I'm at first base. I'm thinking this is great. He was the first rounder that signed for millions of dollars. We'll go to dinner tonight. He'll pick up the tab. Well, the guy behind me hits a ball that the shortstop should have made a play on, and the ball gets past me into left field, and I try to stay on my feet to take third. And at that time, when my right foot hit the bag, it literally exploded. And little did I know that that day, what I thought was a normal day for me in minor league ball, was the last time that I ever would put a jersey on. Fast forward many, many years down the road, my mom shared with me that she had always prayed that if I could not be a godly man in baseball, that he would take me out of baseball. So I believe God answered that prayer and allowed me to step outside of the game of baseball. And what I believe He has taught me as He has matured me in my walk is that if the only thing I am remembered for is my ability on the baseball field, then I will have failed in my life. So my career literally came to a halt that day. I got released once I got healthy. I came back home, and I was working at the Paul Anderson Youth Home, and which is where really God began to work in my life. I really began to understand what it meant to have a personal relationship with Jesus. And I can remember having a conversation with Drew Reed one day, and it was around tithing. It was around generosity. And I was consumed at that point in my life with saving money. And so I was not tithing at all. And part of that conversation with Drew, he made the comment, he said, "Doug, if you don't do that, you're stealing from God." And so at that point in my life where I was with my walk with Christ, I think it became a legalistic giving for me. Well, it was based out of fear. Well, I don't want to steal from God, so here's my tithe. My heart wasn't quite where it needed to be yet. But as God began to work on me, and as I truly began to understand what He did for me on that cross, there was a shift. And the shift went from a legalistic point of view of giving to a relational point of view of giving. And so rather than giving what might have been left at the end of the month, or giving out of, I've got to check this box, it became, I can't wait to get paid so that I can write that check to give it to the church so that the church can fulfill that commission and go and do great things in the kingdom here on earth. And so as God has worked on me, as God has shaped me and molded me, I have tried to model myself after what Christ did. And so my challenge for us as a church would be today, as you think about Commitment Sunday, as you think about filling out that card, really look in the mirror and evaluate where you are. Evaluate what Christ has done for you before you make that commitment. And think of it, if you never have before, in terms of a relationship. Relational giving, not legalism, but a pure joy of giving for what Christ has done for you. Because I can assure you, when He took our sin and paid that sin debt in full for us, He didn't just give us what was left at the end of the month. He didn't just give us 10%, which is really what He only asked back when it's all His to begin with. He gave it all.